welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my first press-on set on this channel. I got a Valentine's Day recreation order, so if you want to see how it turns out, definitely stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, I've gathered some of my supplies. I have the tips here. This is my first time doing duck tips. This is the brand I'm testing out, Novo Ovo. I guess that's how you say it. I think this is technically their extra short. I don't remember. But I'll actually leave a link to these in the description box. But my first impression of this nail, I like it. It's pretty flexible at the cuticle, which is what I like, and then it's more sturdy at the end. So I think these are going to be good. If I had to point out anything, it would just be that the cuticle shape is rounded, not rounded, it's squared. I wish it was a little bit more rounded. Um, like my nail beds are mostly square, so it kind of fits me, but I know a lot of my clients have more rounded nail beds, so I'm probably going to file this up a little bit and just shape it since this is one of my regular clients, so I know what her nail beds look like. I have my buffer in my file here, my nail stand ready to go. I have lint-free wipes, and then this is full of alcohol. I also have my Apres medium square tips. This is the nail shape and length that she usually gets. So I'm going to try to match her sizes up with these, and I'll show you guys how I do that too. I'm looking at her sizes right here. I'm going to lay out her sizes from the medium square from Apres. But I also have to show y'all my coffee because I'm so proud of her. I actually made a video making this coffee, and it'll be posted on my shorts by the time you see this video, so definitely go check it out. Okay, so I've laid out her sizes in the medium square. Her sizes are 0, 6, 4, 5, and 7. I'm going to pull out those same sizes in the duck tips and then just compare them and see if they're similar or not, and then I'm just going to use my judgment. I'm just going to start with the thumb. This is the Apres 1, and this is a 1 in the duck tip. So honestly, I mean, Apres cuticle is more rounded. Let me look at a 0. This is a 0. Sometimes I kind of just lay it on top. See, like if I line it up with the side, with one side, and then come over to this side, looks like it's not as wide. This is a 0 and this is a 1. I think I'm gonna go with the 1, just off of the fact that the 0 fits my thumb, and I know for a fact her thumb isn't as wide as mine, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the 1. Let's compare the 6s. I think that'll be good. Just taking into account that, oh my gosh, the static cling. Taking into account that this cuticle is a lot more rounded and this one is a lot more square, so it is gonna look different. But I'm kind of looking past that. It looks like the sizes are lining up. I always check because sometimes it won't line up. Like sizing can vary a lot across brands, so I just like to make sure you could just see a large difference, and that's when I'll adjust the sizes. And before we get too far into this, I want to show you guys our inspo for today. So this is the look that she's going for. She wants me to recreate this exact set. The only thing she wants to change is this bling ring finger. She wants to do the ring finger like in this photo. She wants the bling French instead of a full bling like in this inspo picture. But as far as the rest of the nails, she wants the exact same vibe. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm really excited. Now that the nails are laid out, I'm going to buff them. I'm just going to buff it until there's no more shiny surface. You want to mat that out. And then I'm also going to hit the edges with this 180 file. Okay, so I finished buffing all of the nails and I kind of reshaped the cuticle just a little bit. I didn't want to change it too much to risk the integrity of the nail, but I did sort of round out these edges on the cuticle, so I know that'll fit her nails better. So now I'm going to mount these nails on the stands. I don't know if you can tell, but I do have some adhesive tabs on these stands to stick the nails on. I used to use the putty, but I found that like it just became a hassle. Sometimes it would stick to the nails, sometimes it wouldn't, and I just think this is much faster, cleaner. I just like it better. I think it just depends on what you like and what you're comfortable with. Like I know some artists don't like these stands, Some people like the ones where the stands don't come off. It's just all one piece. I like these a lot because I'll be that person that just has this one like right in your face as you're working on it. So that's just me. I'm going to put these on there. I'm going to dust all of the excess filings, and then I'm going to wipe the nails down in alcohol before I start. Now we have them on the stands. They're dusted and wiped with alcohol. So now we have the perfect base for us to get started. First thing I'm going to do is base coat these. Okay, y'all, so let's take another look at the inspo picture. So what I'm seeing is that these are all going to be French tips except for on the pointer fingers. So first I'm going to just try to match well, not really try to match it. I always do a combination of Ragism 236. This is like a nude brown. It's one of my favorite. Nail Slay by Val put me on to this brand in this color. And then I realized that 482, which is like a soft sheer pink, goes really well with the 236. The combination is like my secret sauce for real. So that's what I'm going to be using for the base color. And then we have the red color and the light pink. So I feel like I don't really have a good match for the light pink. So I'm just going to mix this color and this color. I'm going to use this for the red. So I'm going to start with my nude base combo on every finger except for the pointer. And then on the pointer, I'm going to paint solid red. The second hand is still curing in the light, but I wanted to come and explain what my next steps are going to be. So referencing her inspo photo again, now I'm going to go into the Frenchies. So there's a French on, you can't see right there. There's a French on the thumb, middle, and pinky fingers. So first I'm going to mix that color together using these two colors. I'm going to custom mix it. Here's my mix. I think I might add a little bit of a cooler tone polish to this because this pink, it just gives me like it's a bit cool. So yeah, it's all about like color theory and proportions. So as you can see, I added way too much of this 149 initially, so I kind of had to make up for it with the white. So this is a lot of polish. Seriously, you don't need that much polish. This is wasteful, and I don't do this every time. This just happened that I put too much of that first color, and that first color was a little bit too warm for what I was trying to achieve. So next time I'll do better about tone selection. So I just added a cooler tone pink, and I'm hoping this is going to get us to where we want to be. It's crazy because that cool tone pink that I just added, it literally looks purple because this other pink, the initial pink, was a lot warmer. It almost gave peach vibes. But yeah, this is exactly where I want to be. In her inspiration picture, like sometimes you'll see Frenchies that have a smile line that comes all the way down here, and it'll mostly be color like on the sides. I see that a lot on the ducky nails, and that's really cute. But on this inspo picture specifically, the smile line is a little bit up, it's more so up here. So that's what I'm going to try to recreate. For the brush I'm going to use, I always use these Winstonia brushes. I'm just showing you the short one because the one that I actually am going to use, I've rubbed off the writing. That's how much I use it. This is the medium one. She's been through a lot. Don't judge her. This is the short one. I barely use this and it shows. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It's just I usually use the longer brushes. I use the medium a lot and the long. I don't have the long right here. I was looking for it, but I don't know where she is, so we're not going to fret. We're going to use Miss Medium here. I really like the Winstonia brushes. I'm going to leave a link down below so you can check it out. They're affordable and they're on Amazon, so they'll come quick. I'm extra zoomed in for this. First, y'all see my brush. She's frayed. So I'm just going to take a dip To our polish. Ooh, girl. See, this is my first video, y'all. So I'm trying to like look through the camera and do it, but I'm just gonna actually look at what I'm doing, girl. Get it together. Okay, that's gonna have to do. So basically what I like to do is place a dot where I want the deepest part of the smile line to hit. On her inspo photo, it was more so up here. So that's where I'm gonna place my little dot. When I first started doing nails, I would do like a line going down this way, which is I think the A method, and a line going down this way. And then you basically connect like this. But once you do enough Frenchies, you really just start eyeballing it. So I have my dot, and then I'll like drag a line down from my dot. Just so I'm like, okay, this is the center point. And then sometimes I'll still draw the line just to get my fingers like ready. Like, that sounds crazy. So now I'm about to do the first side of my smile line. I kind of line my brush up. Like, do you see how my brush is kind of like in the direction of my dot, the first dot that I made? I'm going to start here and then come down and then curve her. That's how I ideally like to do all my Frenchies. And sometimes I'll just come down to my line because you can always clean that up later. I'm just going to come down to my line. I'm not even going to do the curve yet. I'm going to come to my other side and do the same exact thing. Then I'm going to fix my corner, align my corner where I want it. Like that's where I want it at. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And that's why I like these stands where you can just grab one nail at a time, because I'm doing all of this. I'm always twisting and turning my nail. So that's just up to your personal preference. Now I'm just kind of going over that line, and I'm going to slightly just start bringing it in, tapering it into the small line we all love. That's starting to look cute. I know I'm going to bring up this line because you can just kind of tell, like the more you look at the French, you can kind of see the inconsistencies and how it's not symmetrical. Like this side, the angle is more up versus this side is kind of going wide right more, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try to like straighten that out. Now, mind you, this all just comes from trial and error. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't expect yourself to have perfect Frenchies like right off the bat. It's something that, at least in my experience, I had to continue working on and working at, and just seeing like what process worked better for me. I watched a lot of tutorials, TikToks, YouTube videos, and then just practicing. So now I'm just rounding out this tip. Like I can still see my dot. And by the time I'm done, I don't want to see that dot. The dot has to go. She's really just a guide. I like where we're at with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead, grab more polish, and fill her in. Filling it in with your liner brush will help you level everything out. Make sure there's no like see-through spots, patchiness. I would also say to watch your sidewalls, because sometimes polish can pull right here. That's why in the videos you'll see me flipping over the nail. Once I'm done polishing it, I'll flip it over and give the gel a chance to self-level and come back to the middle. I think this looks good. I'm just going to turn her over. She's going to just sit there and level out. Sometimes I'll even hold it like this if I feel like it's pulling at the tip. I'll kind of hold it like this. And it's not going to be perfect, but you want to have a smooth layer if possible. So I'm going to throw this in the lamp. I want to show you guys how I line up my Frenchies to make them as symmetrical as possible across the set, because this is something that I actually always wondered when I was a beginner. Like, how do people get their Frenchies to be at the exact same spot on every single nail so it just looks perfect? I mean, obviously no set is perfect. Perfection doesn't exist, but I've seen some pretty close. And I line them up in my hand as much as I can, like as evenly as I can. That looks good. I dip the tip of my brush into the polish so that I have like a little dot right there. I center my brush horizontally with the nail on the left while also centering the tip of my brush vertically with the nail on the right. And once I feel like I'm in a good spot, I make a dot. And then I just do the same process that I did with this nail. Okay, y'all, it's the next day and the lighting is different. It's super cloudy outside and I had to turn on all of my lights. So that's why the lighting is different. I last left off finishing out the Frenchies. So now we're just going to do the art and the bling. I think I'm going to start with the art that's on the Frenchie. So this kiss, the flame, and then the leopard print with the cute little hearts. I almost forgot to put on my gloves. Always wear gloves, y'all. You don't want to get contact dermatitis. I'm just going to be quiet and lock in on this nail because this nail just whooped me down, dragged me by my braids. So I need to focus as much as I can. Your girl has switched brushes. Now I've switched to the short one, so we'll see if that makes a difference or if I just can't draw today. Update. I just can't draw today. Bruh, I'm so annoyed. This is the reality of nail art. Some days you have it and some days you don't. Like my letters look okay. These kisses, they're ugly. This kiss in particular is ugly. I had to redo this one like 7 times. I wanted to come on and just talk about what I experienced making this set because there is going to be a jump in the progress. I have the pointer fingers done. I have the pinkies done and they're really cute. I ran into some roadblocks with the nail art, and I just want to talk about that. Like, it's been a while since I've been actively making orders, so I fear I'm a little rusty. And that's okay. Like, I just came to say nobody is perfect. People that you see online, nails that you see online, although they may look perfect, you don't know how much time and effort it took for that person to create those nails. I don't want you to see pretty pictures online in these videos where it seems like people do it so easily. Don't make it mean that there's something wrong with you. I want to make sure that I'm being transparent with my nail videos and my channel overall. I want to make it clear that I really struggled. So much so that I had to cut the camera off. I mean, my phone was dying too, but I needed to cut the camera off and just lock in and focus so that I can make sure that I'm producing the best quality for my client. Because this is the actual order that somebody's going to be wearing on their nails. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that and make that clear, provide some encouragement. Like, hey, nobody's perfect. No matter how long you've been in the game, there's always something that we can learn, and that sometimes you might just run into some struggles and some roadblocks. It's all about how you approach the problem and how you find solutions to get past it. Because at the end of the day, we want our clients to be happy. That's all that matters. So it doesn't matter if you can make the most beautiful nails in 1 hour or if it takes you 2 days or whatever your process is. Don't be ashamed of that. Keep believing in yourself and keep going, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, enough yapping. Back to the video. Thanks, y'all. So, this is the first nail that I cured and completed. I ended up filing the lips off, which is why you can see dust on my gloves. I filed those lips off as best as I could, and I tried a new technique, and this is how it came out. I used the dotting tool instead of just drawing it freehand from scratch. And these are the finished nails. I'm so happy that I pushed through because I fear I ate that up. I'm really happy with how these turned out, but I want to know what you think too. So leave me a comment and let me know if I ate. Or if you have a question about the nails, don't be afraid to ask, because we do not gatekeep over here, girl. But anyway, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. My sexy love, so sexy.